Hello, my name is Voltaire, and I'm here to talk to you today about the VSC, the Voltaire Signal Corps. Now, many of you probably already know that I'm a musician and author, and I make films and design toys and do a bunch of other things. But what you may not know is that ever since I stopped being on a record label, pretty much everything that I've ever done has been independently. Now, when you do things independently, the promotion department goes away. There simply isn't a promotion department. So, every toy that I've ever made, every album I've ever recorded that has found its way into someone's hands has done so because of word of mouth. Now, many of you know that I practically live my life on Facebook and Twitter and at Voltaire.net. But one man can only do so much. Now, since I do everything myself and I can only reach so many people, there are those who say, you should get a street team. But there's no one on the streets anymore. Everybody lives their lives in front of a computer. You're in front of a computer right now, if you're watching this. There are no streets in cyberspace. So a street team, I think, is irrelevant. Now, there's another thing that I've noticed of late, and that is the phenomenon of artists wanting for things to go viral. Recording a song and putting it on the internet and selling 10 copies or 100 copies, that's one thing. Having something go viral where 1 million people have seen it on YouTube and perhaps went and bought it on iTunes, that's sort of the holy grail of all artists. Now, I've never really honestly believed anything I ever did would go viral per se, but it shocks me sometimes at how, what's the word I'm looking for? Superficially, I penetrate some areas that really should have been penetrated so much more deeply. To give you an example, I will post on my Facebook page, I'm in the bath, I'm taking a 4-hour bath and drinking 4 bottles of sake, and there'll be 150 comments on my Facebook page. But the next day when I post, I'm in the studio today with Ray Toro of My Chemical Romance, and that's real news, there'll be only 5 or 10 comments, and it's shocking to me, just absolutely shocking, because I know that there must be just thousands upon thousands of people who are as excited as I am when I get to record with someone like Ray Toro of My Chemical Romance. So that's where you come in. The other day, actually, ironically, while taking a 4-hour bath and drinking 4 bottles of sake, I thought of the Voltaire Signal Corps, the fan-run promotional arm of Voltaire Industries. Voltaire Industries is a company that I created. There's only one employee, and that's me. And let me tell you, my boss is a real... But anyway, this is a way that we can work together to get the message out. So I have created the Voltaire Signal Corps by starting a Facebook page. It will be our official home. How do I join the Voltaire Signal Corps, you ask yourself? Joining anything has never been simpler. Like the page. That's it. And you're in the Voltaire Signal Corps. Now, what are your responsibilities, you're probably wondering? It's so simple. There will be missions. And if you choose to accept a mission, your responsibility will simply be to do it to your best of your ability. To give you an example, I have an album called Bitrektual. It's a collection of Star Trek and Star Wars songs. And I'm pretty sure that at this point, most fans of my music have heard of it. But I don't think 1% of Star Wars fans know it exists. Or 1% of Star Trek fans know it exists. So a mission could potentially be something like, go to Star Trek forums, go to Star Wars forums, find places on the internet where people don't necessarily know who I am, are not necessarily fans of my music, but might actually be very interested in something that I'm singing about, and post the song there. A mission would be something as simple as that. And by fulfilling that mission, you would be helping me tremendously, which brings us to some of the questions that have been submitted to me. Will there be ranks? Yes, there will be ranks. And for the time being, most of the ranks are going to be basically based on the honor system. The day that you like the Facebook page for the Voltaire Signal Corps, you become a cadet. of the Voltaire Signal Corps. It is that simple. Keep track of the day that you sign up, because exactly 1 year later, and this will be entirely up to you to honor and to remember, 1 year later you become an ensign in the Voltaire Signal Corps, and 1 year after that you become an officer in the Voltaire Signal Corps. Now, there will be some elected positions. In a few weeks, once we get a few missions out there, I will be selecting a handful of officers. Now, these will be officers that have a speciality. So for instance, if you are a known horror blogger, or if you spend a lot of time talking on horror forums, you might be a horror officer. Or if your speciality is science fiction, you might be a science fiction officer. Or you might be a goth officer. Or you might be a My Chemical Romance officer. Really, it's really about tapping into what you already love and what you're already interested in and what your talents are. I have always found that I am strongest when I surround myself with people who are very intelligent, very talented, and do something better than I do. And so I hope that's you. And so I really hope that you will join me. Now, above and beyond cadets, ensigns, and officers in certain specialities, I will be nominating my first officer of the Voltaire Signal Corps. Now, the VSC first officer's responsibilities are in essence to be my right-hand man, or in this particular case, my right-hand woman. Her duties, in essence, would be to be the only other moderator on the Facebook VSC page. So when problems arise, or if I'm not available, you could turn to her. Now, this is strictly a nomination, and this person can choose to accept the nomination or pass, in which case I will nominate somebody else. But I would very much like to nominate, as my first officer of the Voltaire Signal Corps, Miss Barb Wheeler. Now, Barb, you are somebody who has already championed the cause for many, many, many years, which is to say that none of your responsibilities as a VSC first officer will be new to you at all. So Barb, for your kindness, your friendliness, because you have an awesome husband, and for years and years of support and dedication, I nominate you as my first officer. Please accept. Now, as for the rest of you, like I said, after a few missions, I'll be picking some special officers and possibly even some regional officers. So, like the Facebook page, become a cadet, because that's where everything begins in the VSC. To answer some of the other questions I've received, is there a secret handshake? Yes, there is a secret handshake, and I will reveal the secret handshake at our first official meetup at DragonCon, or if you catch me at a show, I will show you the secret handshake there. I will be playing at Con Temporal in Raleigh, North Carolina this Friday, so if you catch me there, you will be amongst the very first VSC cadets to learn the secret handshake. Yes, there will be patches. I think it's very important for me to tell you right now that it will never, ever, ever cost a cent to be in the VSC. Because, frankly, I truly appreciate the time, the energy, the love, and the dedication that you would put into this. So there is simply no way I would ever charge you to be a part of the VSC. However, there will be some paraphernalia, if you will, by popular demand, and I guess probably sooner than later I'll be making some stickers, which you can get from me at shows. And eventually I will be making patches, although, you know, patches cost a bit of money, so those will probably be for sale. So, membership itself is free, but of course if you wish to adorn yourself in the symbols of the VSC, that might cost a buck or two. Naturally, I will keep it incredibly affordable because this is not about making money. This is about spreading the word so that I can make money from other people. Just kidding. Other benefits of membership include VSC meetups across the land and special offers for VSC members only. So, go to the Facebook page, like it, become a cadet, and join me today. No man is an island. No man can do everything by themselves. And it is a strong person who realizes when it's time to ask for help and who to ask it from. And I believe that I'm placing my trust in the right hands when I say I want you to join the VSC. So join me today and we will rule the galaxy as father and son. Or something like that. Until next time. Share, send, repost, and retweet.